Welcome to Odin's Workshop. Today we're going to replace the 3-piece burner and also the igniter for an old Weber Genesis Silver Model A grill. The tools you'll need are a Phillips head screwdriver, a 5/16 of an inch socket, and disposable gloves. My igniter stopped working last season, probably because the box was totally rusted out. This isn't too bad for a 20-year-old grill. The burners are original too, but it was having trouble igniting the length of them with flame. The burners came with a hardware kit and directions, which I didn't need. The directions were for replacing the manifold and was useless. These are the 3-piece stainless burners that are original Weber brand. I didn't trust the quality of the generic stainless for these. I probably could have cleaned the burners with a wire brush, but as you will learn, the small tube that connects the two burners was rotted out. I'll have the parts I use listed in the description. I also bought a generic onlyfire brand igniter, which is the same as the OEM. We've got some instructions. Step 1, I'll shut off and remove the propane tank to give me room to operate. Then I'll remove the grill grates and the Flavorizor bars. I replaced the cast iron grill grates and stainless Flavorizor bar about 6 years ago, and they're still in good shape. I didn't want to clean too much of the flavor off the Flavorizor bars, but I gave them a quick brush off. You can see this igniter's in pretty rough shape. I'm not going to remove these two gas manifold bolts. I'm removing the flame control knobs. I didn't realize there were two small Phillips head screws holding the faceplate on. They just screw into plastic. After removing the faceplate, you can see where the burner tubes fit into the gas manifold. Now remove the wires from the igniter trigger. The black lead has a round connector and the white lead has a flat connector. The igniter box in the electrode just pressure fits in place. The rust on this small box probably kept it from conducting a good spark. For the burner tube screws, you can use a 5/16 of an inch socket or a flathead screwdriver. I already cleaned off the grill juice and crusted screw heads. These are very small, coarsely threaded screws with washers. Don't lose those. Removing the burner tubes was a little trial and error engineering process. They actually have to go out through the openings in the side of the grill. Lots of the burner holes are restricted from corrosion or totally plugged, which limits the flames. The small burner tube was completely shot. While I had this taken apart, I thought, well, I might as well clean out the layers of grill grease, carbon, and iron flakes. That's 6 years of grilling goodness. For the new burners, make sure the small holes face each other. Make sure the notches will align. Here's the finesse part of the job if you leave the manifold intact like I did. Inserting the small burner tube will also be a little tricky. The flame holes on this tube should be pointed inwards. Now I'll reinsert the screws and washers. I'm not sure of the torque specs here, but it isn't very much, so I really choked up on the socket. Now, I didn't realize there were two holes for the igniter box and wires. There's two holes. The black wire goes in the top hole and the white wire goes in the bottom hole. I was getting a little nervous that I tried to save $10 on a generic igniter, but it ended up working just fine. And it was the same as the original. I'll actually use the original Weber igniter trigger and just replace a small box electrode and wires. I'm replacing the black round wire connector to the bottom of the igniter. And the white flat connector to the side connection. Before I get too far ahead, I want to test for spark, but I think we'll be fine. It is sparking. I didn't adjust the mesh vents on the burner tubes, but I will if the flames need to be higher. I'm replacing the faceplate and the two Phillips head screws. This was harder than it should have been, but the screws were hard to access. When you reinstall the knobs, just make sure the flat parts line up on the shaft and the knob hole. Now I'll attach the propane tank. And now, the moment of truth. We have ignition. Finally, I'll replace the Flavorizor bars and the grill grates. I moved some of the Flavorizor bars around so the same ones aren't in the most intense heat. This may let them last an extra year. And there you have it. For $50, I have a mostly new and very seasoned grill, and it may last another 10 or more years. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments. I'm very responsive and usually will get an answer to you in about 24 hours. Happy grilling and thanks for watching.